bonjour, aujourd'hui, nos sommes Judy, and es un jour Norwegian. And then we move on to the new sentence. It should be aujourd'hui es Judy et es jour Norwegian. Yeah. Okay. Today I've prepared a very interesting topic, and not because it's an important, basically this episode is episode 777. Let's make it interesting because I missed out a lot of all this little fancy pun. Cross the road properly, all this prominent. Nah, it's just 777. Alright, lucky number 7. Yes, it has been 777 days, not here, but since I started the vlog. Here I think you have to minus off a few days, like maybe about 10 days, 10 to 20 days, depends, because I started in Malaysia, but like 1 or 2 weeks before I left, so that's 14, but I cannot guarantee it's 14 as well, so I need to double check. But yes, lucky number 7. So the answer, or rather the topic is self-explanatory. It's financial, but which part of the financial aspect? We covered the simple one, science of handbag, which is boring, which is gambling. Now, this is not about the tradition, not your typical game of chance in the casino and stuff, right? It's basically the daily life on the risk that you take, right? Technically, those are a chance, right? You take risk so that you can have a better outcome or a bigger outcome. So technically, in technical aspect, that is actually gambling, and it's not. So the thing is, we're not talking about gambling, right? We are not going to the casino and double up. No. Gambling in that context is technically it's technically not wrong, but it's practically wrong. I don't know how that would. No, casino is not that wrong. It's just that it's open up to gullible people to take a risk. No, it is, right? It is not illegal, it is not wrong, it's how you perceive it, and more importantly, that traditional gambling is basically the most easiest explanatory to the daily lives that you take, or rather the daily risks that you take, right? For example, now, I technically take a risk to stay here for until 1st of December in hopes to have a job. So technically that's gambling. I'm gambling time, not money. Partially I'm wasting money as well. So yeah, by taking a chance to stay here longer until 1st of December, technically I'm trading time for a chance of a job. So in that sense, in another word, gambling my time for a job is technically correct. However, the word gambling is usually associated with negative stuff. That's the reason why there's a lot of misconception. Okay, so that's it. It's basically to clear up that particular word for this vlog only. It will be had breakfast and choke a little bit. Okay, no, for rent, I wonder how much does it cost. This would easily cost, I think. Oh, I need water. Probably around 1,500. Looks like 1,500 to 1,007 place. If it's furnished, then probably it's 2,000. But anyhow, so yeah, the risk to get lucky can be many things. Some say it's calculated risk. So now we are entering a little bit more interesting part, right? Before we go to the calculated risk or calculated gambling, whatever you call that. So when you take a risk without plan, that's gamble, because you never prepare, you didn't do anything at all. So it's not a calculated risk, It's literally gambling. You are putting up to chance. Now that, on the other hand, it's bad, regardless. Regardless of whatever thing you call, right? Like for example, if I stay here until 1st of December, you have no plan. Technically, I'm gambling. That's bad. That's bad. It's very bad. And but no, I had a plan, right? Unfortunately, not unfortunately. It was unfortunate that I suppose I could have gotten money, but I didn't get money. So therefore, it's a 50-50 thing. Yeah, but if I get job, I think on a good scenario, if I get job, then money's no problem. Okay, but if I don't have, then yeah, boo hoo hoo. If I go back to Malaysia now, same thing, boo hoo hoo. Yeah, there are costs to opportunity of being here and there. It depends how you utilize it. That's basically how I see it for me, right? Because if you say gambling, or rather being lucky, just go casino, double up your money, easy. But you also can lose your money overnight. Yeah. So the trade-off time to a chance. That's my gamble. That's my risk for now. And that's it. It's to clear up a little bit, right? Every risk you take is a risk. Now the question is, how much of a calculated risk it is? I do not know, because in my head it looks good, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, then not so good. That's nice. That's a nice entrance. Go in. It's a very nice entrance, but these entrances are boring. This, however, this is nice. That is actually nice. As you can see, it should be a little bit elevated. To avoid splash and stuff. That's the university. Fairly big compound, so that step is good. Alright, that little notch, that extra notch is good. But that's about it. That's about it. I'm gonna double back. So that's it. That's the topic for today. The risk, the pursuit of something with a risk. Would I get lucky? That's where lucky number 7. I think that's about it. But just to cover it up, gambling is still bad. The reason why it's bad is if you're addicted to it. Alright, taking too much risk and do not know when to stop. Now that's the problem. Alright, if you keep on gambling and then you keep on losing, there will be a point where you have to call it quits. If you don't, you lose it all. With that being said, the second part, alright, before I actually close, the reason why gambling is bad is the mentality to pursue the risk. Right? That's the most great. My shoelace untied. Hold on a sec. And we are back. So the mentality to pursue the risk. Most of the time is always greed. Right? The pursuit of wanting something more, which is not wrong, as in wanting something more, but uncontrollable. That's where the word greed comes. Now that will be something that you should be aware about. Simple as that. Alright? Fairly simple. Alright? Always want more, but don't go overboard. It's here. It's technically it's a fine line. That's the problem. That's the fine line. Where would you draw? My fine line might be different than yours. If so, no, if not, if so. It always has been and it will always be. Alright? My line is different than everyone's threshold. Okay? So, now, no, what? That's why. Do not overextend. That's the word. Right? That's why they call calculated risk. You can lose up to a certain amount, or most, not most, This thing is heavy, so I don't know how it fits in. Okay, anyway, there's a not mantra. You can say it's a mantra, you can say it's a quote or anything, but I learned this in a game. So that's the fun thing about playing games. Some things you can learn is never. Hold on a sec. Because in a game, it's basically about spaceship, right? It's internet spaceship. So the thing is, when you fly the spaceship out, if you get destroyed, you can never get it back. You have to buy again. And that's the saying, is never fly what you cannot lose. So I'm trying to word it nicer, but yeah. And okay, you do not fly what you cannot lose. So I would say you can gamble what you can afford to lose. Gamble, take the risk. Take the risk. You know what? I'm gonna word it properly, nicer, right? Take the risk that you are willing to lose. That's the word, right? Because if you lose, it's something that you're willing. Okay, you can throw it out easily. That goes with many other things. In fact, actually, it has been tied to one of my many ways of thinking. Nice place. Until then, I will see you tomorrow.